أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، خاتمة رحمة للعالمين، سيدنا ونبينا وشفيع ذنوبنا ومطهر قلوبنا مولانا بالقاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين، واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائنا أجمعين من الآن إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه وتبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم: وهو أصدق القائلين وقولك الحق. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. Muharram and Safar are both finished, and Eid is coming around the corner next week actually. And Azadar Hussain will be finished for this year, and we will wait the next one, inshallah. We have been going through so many majalis these past 2 months, crying for Imam Hussain, beating our chests. We've been holding the special majlis of Arba'in in Shab-e-Gham in Ashura, and we dedicate this 2 months so much that the only thing we do other than school and work is to go to majalis and cry for Imam Hussain. Now, I know there are a lot of kids here, so I know this is a youth majlis. So, as the youth mind wonders, we wonder, we are young. What are we going to gain from it now? We're very young, and we can wait until we are older to start worshiping Allah. And we should never think like that. We should never think like that from our youth. Don't think we can just live our life for the moment and forget worship from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't get me wrong, of course, we can live our life as long as halal. We can live our life, but we should never forget or decrease our worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because youth in Islam is very, very important. There have been multiple hadith to show how the youth, like you, are among the highest if you use your time in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, verily Allah loves the young man who spends his entire life in the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This time we have as youth, it will not last forever. We will eventually grow up. This time that we have as youth is very important. And I encourage my youth, including me, to not waste our time on worldly desires. Of course, we all can have our breaks once in a while, to hang out and to do whatever. But we should never forget our loyalty in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The youth was a big impact with the Ahlul Bayt. Look who was in Karbala. Look at Qasim ibn Hassan. He was only 13 years old when he sacrificed his holy life for the Imam Hussain and the Ahlul Bayt. Even Onan Muhammad, Onan was only 13 years old, and Muhammad was only 11 years old. They were so small, but they knew that they had to give their life for Imam because they had so much love and obedience to Allah. And some people might think that they didn't know, they were too young and when they were in Karbala, and they didn't know what they were doing. But they definitely knew that they had this dedication to sacrifice their life for Imam. And I have proof, the quote, death is sweeter than honey. This is what Qasim said when he wanted to go have his approval to fight. He knew that he was going to die but he also knew that this is the best way to die. You see, the children of Karbala, of all ages, had the affinity and loyalty and love and sacrifice for the Imam. Even as young as 6 months old, of Ali Asghar, who is the son of Imam Hussein. When Imam asked on the plains of Karbala on 10th Ashura, Hal min nasi yansurni? Who is there to help me? Is anyone there to help me? Is anyone there to fight for me? And Ali Asghar, who was so young, was a very small infant. He fell out of his cradle and he started to head towards the tent. He wanted to go and even be there for the Imam because he had the love of the Ahlul Bayt. And you can see how much they had. So you see, this youth had so much love with them. And this is what the love of the Ahlul Bayt have on the people, and you can see it. And so all these children had the love and respect and loyalty of the Imam, that they would go out in the battlefield with no armor. Because back time in Arabia, there were the children fighters, there were no such thing. No children would go out into the battlefield. Because it's not, it was not part of the rules. No one would do that. But Qasim and Ona Muhammad, they went out because they had the love. They didn't care if there was no armor to fit them. They would go with no armor because they had the love for Ahlul Bayt. Now imagine this. You are in a battlefield with thousands of your allies on your side, and you are waiting for the enemy to come. And you just see this small boy on a horse who's so small that his legs don't even reach the saddle. And he's galloping towards you with no armor and only one sword, and no one else with him. Now you would think these enemies of Yazid, you would think that they would have some soft heartedness, that they would feel even a little bit bad about what was happening. But they had so much hatred to Imam Hussein. They had so much hatred to Ahlul Bayt. They were so hard-hearted and inhuman. They were so merciless, and they had so much hatred for the Imam. They didn't care who stepped in the battlefield. They wanted to have the revenge. And they were so merciless because they had no love for the Imams and the Ahlul Bayt. This is what happens when you don't have the loyalty of the Imam. You will turn like these people, these scum. This is why I say to love the Imam and Ahlul Bayt. And the only way to love them is to learn about them. So again, with our youth, as our minds are young and fresh, we should acquire knowledge about the life, the stories, and the values of Imam and Ahlul Bayt. Because you can show this love not only from your heart, but also from your action. Like Ona Muhammad, they showed their love with their action by sacrificing themselves for the Imam. Obviously, we don't have to do that, but our action, we can do other action for the Imam, and we can show our love with our words and our actions, our behavior. Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam, he said his very, very famous quote. I'm sure you've heard it. Kullu yawmin Ashura wa kullu arzid Karbala. Every day is Ashura, and every land is Karbala. There are many different interpretations to this quote, but one interpretation that I will tell you is that what it means is that every single day in this dunya, there are two sides. There's Yazid's side and Imam's side. Allah tests you every day and gives you a challenge. He will make you choose, either to choose the right side, which is Imam Hussein's side, or choose the wrong side, which is Yazid's side. And you need to make sure you're prepared to choose make the right choice when this happens. And also, this is why the worshiping youth, the youth that worship Allah, that's why they carry more weight in the eyes of Allah. Because with their young minds, they still know which right side to pick. Because we are truly the lover of Ahlul Bayt, we need to show as well that we need to pick the right side, the Imam side. You see this majalis, this matam, these tears that we shed for Ahlul Bayt, this strengthens our love our affiliation, our loyalty to Imam. So we should we should feel stronger now than what we did before on the first Muharram, before that. Right now, Muharram and Safar has passed us. We should feel much better in our love and feel more love for the Ahlul Bayt now. And now, even when this Azadari is done, even when this Majalis is done, and as Safar has left us and Eid is coming, even when it's gone, we should still carry this love throughout the year and continue to have this endless love for the Ahlul Bayt. Okay, I want you guys to listen carefully. So this is my scenario that I'm going to take. So imagine Muharram and Safar is like a gas station, okay? And every year, I'm going to say every year, we would come to this gas station and we will take this fuel and we will fill ourselves. This fuel is the love of the Ahlul Bayt, and we are filling it to our hearts. From the majalis to the tears to the matam, this is the fuel that we obtain in these months. So our youth should never decrease our majalis, our matam, our azadari, because our love for Ahlul Bayt should never decrease. Because this is the way to get closer to the Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You see, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he was the Imam at that time when Karbala happened at 61 after Hijrah. And those 72 companions who were with him, they sacrificed their life for the Imam of their time, and they were loyal to him. Now, imagine this. What if you were a person and Imam Hussein came to you and said, I want you to be part of our 72. I want you to fight for me. What are you going to say? Now, some of us will say, most of us would say, yes, of course, we would love to be part of your shaheed and be, in heaven with you. Now, we need to fit that for right now. Right now, if you wanted to say that yes, we want to be part of the 72 in the Ahlul Bayt, in the shaheed of Karbala, we need to say that right now, the 12th Imam is the Imam of our time. We need to say that we are loyal to you as well. Because the Imam is waiting on us. He is looking for only 313 people. And he's asking us, do you want to be part of our 313? We need to be ready to say yes. Because he's not here yet. Because he has not found those 313 people. So that is why we need to be loyal to the Imam and worship Allah better. Please recite Salawat. So Onan Muhammad, they were the sons of Bibi Zainab salamullah alayhi. And again, they were so young, from 13 to 11-year-olds. They were so young. And they were definitely not supposed to be on the battlefield. At their age, I mean. At boys, we turn baligh at 14. And when we turn baligh, the jihad, the sacrifice is wajib on you. But they didn't even reach baligh. It was not wajib on them. But they still had the love for the Imam. That even if that's not wajib on me, they still wanted to sacrifice their life. So when Imam Hussein called on the 10th Muharram, he called, Hal min nasa yansurna. Is there anyone else to fight? Help fight with me. Then Bibi Zainab heard this call from his brother, Imam Hussein. And Bibi Zainab went to his two sons inside the tent. She said, O Onan Muhammad, O my beloved sons, O my apples to my eyes, please go to Imam Hussein and say that I want to fight for him. But did Bibi Zainab not love her children? Why is she asking her two little sons to go sacrifice themselves? Because she knew that it would please Allah. And Onan Muhammad knew that it was going to please Allah. That is why they weren't even scared or frightened or even thought about it. They were so happy that their mother gave them this opportunity. They hugged their mother very greatly for giving them this opportunity. Owner Muhammad left the tent and went to their uncle Imam Hussein, and said, "Oh uncle, we are here to fight for you." Now imagine this small 11-year-old child who is very fragile and precious going out into the battlefield against 30,000 people who have been fighting for so many years and are so skilled. The bravery that these two children had was so great. But Imam Hussein couldn't accept them. How could he? He can't let his small nephews be killed brutally by the enemies of Islam. Owner Muhammad was very upset that their uncle won't let them fight. They went back to their tent, to their mother, and said, "Oh mother, we are very upset. We are trying to sacrifice our lives, but Imam Hussein won't let us." Bibi Zainab came out to the tent and went to Imam Hussein and said, "Oh my brother, why won't you let me sacrifice my sons? Please let them fight for the sake of Islam." But Imam Hussein was still reluctant. He said, "Oh Zainab, my sister, forgive me, but jihad is not wajib on them. I can't let them do this. They're too young to die. They will die in the worst way possible." Bibi Zainab said, "No, Hussein. How can I face my mother on the day of judgment? When she finds out that I did not sacrifice my sons, I will be full of shame. Please, my brother, let them fight." Imam Hussein saw the sadness on Bibi Zainab's face. She hugged her sister and went to get ready for the horses for Owner Muhammad. Imam Hussein gave Owner Muhammad the swords and got them ready for battle. He said, "Go show those kafirs the power of the blood of Ja'far and Ali in your veins." Now imagine again how the enemies saw the two brave young warriors riding into the battlefield. The two sons of Bibi Zainab were so strong and courageous. They pushed back the enemies for so far away and killed the enemies. The enemies were so surprised that someone so small can fight so courageously. But the owner of Nisad said, "Stop the one-on-one fights. Surround these two children and make their mother cry for them." Owner Muhammad fought back to back against hundreds of enemies. They were attacked by horsemen, swords, spears from all sides. Owner Muhammad fell from his horse, and then Muhammad fell from his horse. The enemy surrounded their wounded bodies and kept striking them. "Oh my Uncle Hussein, please help us, my uncle." Imam Hussein rushed to the battlefield and saw the two brave young warriors lying in the plains of Karbala. "Please give our salams to our mother," they cried. Imam Hussein cried and carried their bodies back to the tents. Ali Akbar saw these two bodies and said, "Owner Muhammad has been killed in Karbala. Owner Muhammad has been killed in Karbala. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un." Matum Hussein.